Hello, hello, you guys, and welcome to another story time brought to you by ABC Read and ABC Learn, in which we are here to help you develop and nurture that love of reading in every child as well as every adult. How are you all doing out there today, evening, morning time, real late at night, in the middle of the afternoon, wherever you are and whatever time of day it is? I hope that you all are doing absolutely marvelous. And I hope that you all have read or you're planning to read for at least 30 minutes. And remember from my other video, I talked about with reading aloud for 30 minutes, it does not have to be a straight 30 minutes. You can break it up in 10-minute intervals, all right? And I talk about that in one of my other videos, so please go check it out. And what I wanted to address to you all right now is the ability to be able to, what is called, eat the frog, all right? Eat the frog. I just heard about that actually. I think it was like earlier this year. And actually, Mark Twain actually talked about that. And eating the frog pretty much means just do it. No more procrastination. Ooh, that sounds like a big word, huh? Procrastination. Procrastination. 5 syllables. And basically what that means is when you start putting stuff off. When you start saying, okay, I'm going to go ahead and do that. I need to start reading more. All right, I'm going to do it. All right, so right after, you know what I'm saying, I go take care of this. Then I'm going to go ahead and implement that reading. Well, eating the frog just means that if that's something that's hard for you to do, then you do it right then and there. He talks about doing it in the first thing in the morning, all right? Which is actually great, especially when it comes to reading, because your mind is fresh, you're just waking up, you like, even though you might be a little groggy and all of that, but that's when your mind is really ready to soak up that knowledge, all right? So if reading is a struggle for you, not the fact that you're struggling in terms of you may be that person who struggles with just trying to read words, but I'm talking about actually just developing a habit of reading, then what you need to start doing is saying, I'm going to eat that frog and I'm just going to do it right now. I'm going to get that book that I'm interested in. I love learning about baking. I love learning about fashion designing. I love learning about building. So I'm going to get a book that talks about that and I'm going to read it. I'm going to read a paragraph of it. I'm going to get a book on audio so I can listen to it. All right, so these are practical, tangible, real things that you can do to start implementing, putting in your life, reading consistently every day. And especially for my parents out there, we tell our kids, why don't you go sit down and read a book? You need to go sit down and read, get off that tablet, get off that phone, get from in front of that computer or that television. But guess what? If we are not doing it ourselves, if we're constantly like this on the phone, tablet, unless we are reading something too as well, because yes, you could be doing that. You could be reading an ebook. You could be reading an article, but why don't you try reading it out loud for your kids? So then guess what? They can see and they'll know, oh, mommy and daddy, they're reading as well, right? So these are just little things that I know you all can do to start changing those habits, eating that frog, and saying, I'm going to do it right now. Bam a lamb. That's how we rolling. ABC Read, ABC Learn. Now I'm about to read chapter 38 in the book Fish in a Tree. Loser for President is the title of this chapter. And the author of the book, her name is Lynda Mullaly Hunt. And for those of you, if this is your first time listening to one of the read alouds, I have been reading this book. We are almost finished. It has 50 chapters. Again, I'm on chapter 38. And Allie Nickerson, she is struggling with reading. All right. She has a reading disability. And she is now starting to gain some type of confidence because she is getting that extra help that she needs when it comes to her reading. All right. So Let's find out what loser for president is all about. So, fantasticos, Mr. Daniels says. I've told you about nominating a class president for our first ever school-wide student government. Do we have our first nomination? Jessica raises her hand. I nominate Shay. Shay looks back at her and turns forward. She looks like she's ready for her crown. Okay, good. Another nomination? No one? Come on, we can't have an election with only one name. I wait, glancing around. I know there will be no more names because Shay has made it known since Mr. Daniels first announced the election that anyone who runs against her will regret it. In fact, their children and their children's children will regret it. And she can actually do something like that. Nope, there will be no more names. Albert raises his hand. Whoa, Albert, way to be brave. I glance back at Shay, whose eyes are now little slits. But then Albert just asks to go to the bathroom. After waiting and prodding, Mr. Daniels finally says, I'll draw a name out of a hat or tell the council that we don't have a representative. Come on, folks, step up. Another wait. Then Shay raises her hand. Well, Shay, this is good sportsmanship. Who will you nominate? She cracks a smile. I nominate Allie Nickerson. Wait, no. She didn't say me. I look back at her staring at me while Mr. Daniels compliments her again. And then it hits me like a boulder. Of course, she wants to win. So she nominated me, a surefire loser. Is that okay? Mr. Daniels asked me. Can I say no? Yeah, you could say no, but I think you should run. I really, really want to say no. Just not to him. Okay, I'll do it, I guess. Good, he says. Now both of you will need to say a few words tomorrow, and the voting will follow. Oh, I get to write a speech, Shay says to Jessica. Then I hear her whisper, I am terrified. I can't write a speech. After school, Mr. Daniels apologizes for not being able to help me today because he has class at the college. However, he suggests that I just be honest about why I want to be president of the class. He asks if my mom can work with me that night. I tell him that she will. I know she would in a heartbeat, but I would never ask her to help with this. It would just get her hopes up. I figure I should write something down if Shay is going to. I look like a baby with no speech. So I sit down at our dining room table with a blank piece of paper, all bright white and staring at me and making my head hurt. I want to ask my mom for help so bad, but if she knows I'm running for president of the class, she'll get excited. She'll want it even more than me. I'm afraid to want it. But a mind movie shows me at the front of the class and Mr. Daniels congratulating me. And I have to admit that I really would like it. I pick up the pencil and concentrate real hard. Real hard. When I write, I press on the paper too hard, but I can't help it. It makes my hand hurt. I try to spell as best as I can. It takes me an hour and a half to write 2 paragraphs. I finally go to bed, praying for a high fever, the kind of sickness the whole town talks about, the kind of sickness that Albert would find super interesting. A good reason to not show up tomorrow. Wow, oh my goodness, I told you guys this book. I envision this book as being turned into a movie. Big time. All right, y'all. Oh my goodness. So we see with Allie, she is like, oh my goodness, she's excited. She sees herself winning, but then again, she sees herself being defeated as well. So again, once again, it's about that mindset, right? And she is definitely, as we see, she's coming along. She's seeing herself trying to change that. So I hope you guys enjoy that read aloud. Step out, please. I hope you guys enjoy that read aloud. And remember to keep reading for at least 30 minutes a day. Like, subscribe, and share our videos. I had to watch my son because, he had tried to throw some in the video, y'all. All right, y'all. I'll be reading to y'all next time. Peace.